Hey guys, so it's a section 2, notifications. So in section 1, we learned about validation. So um, that's when you have problems, right? So you want to have your app sends a message to the user when there's a problem. A section 2, notifications, is used not about problem, but to show what is happening in your app, right? So let's take a look at the app here on the right. So there's action button, good night. So if the user clicks good night button here, apps sends these a series of messages here, right? So if you look at the code on the left, the UI side, it's really simple. You have action button with good night for the input ID and good night for the label. And on the server side, um, there are two things that I want to draw your attention to. One is observe event. So observe event um, is one of the two types of reactive functions. So if you remember, go to textbook and chapter 3, basic reactivity, very last section, section 6, observers, right? So go back to your textbook, chapter 3, section 6, refresh your memory, okay? Um, so in observe event, so there are two types of reactive functions. One is event reactive, and the other is observe event, right? So event reactive is about calculation. Observe event is some side effect. So Hadley says, so observe event is used. So the examples include saving a file to a shared network drive, sending data to a web API, updating a database, printing a debugging message to the console. These are the examples where observe event is used. It doesn't have to do, it's not about calculation, right? So very similar to event reactive, it has two main arguments. So there's input $name. So that is the event, right? So if the user takes this action, provides this input, then um, the handler expression within the curly bracket. So that's what happens. So user does this, which is the event, then this happens, right? So event expression and handler expression. All right. And that is what we see here. So good night is the event, right? The input that the user provides. And then within the curly bracket, this is the action that the app takes when the user clicks on good night button. Okay. So observe event. And the inside this action that the app takes, uh, we use this show notification function. Show notification. All right. So it has the text message in it, and it also has the type argument, the show notification function. So that basically controls the color of the message, as you can see in the app here. Okay. So the type message. No, hold on. The first one, so long. So long has this color. Is it gray? And then farewell, farewell. The type message that is blue, right? And so on. There's warning and error. All right, so there's also system sleep function in between show notifications, right? So system sleep function, uh, it pauses 1 second between each message. All right, so let's do this in our studio. All right, so let's create a file. So this will be section 2.1, and let's select all, delete, shiny app. Now on the UI side, we have action button. And the user ID is, input ID is good night, and the label is good night. Is there exclamation mark? No. All right. And server side, again, observe event, right? Again, observe event has two mandatory argument: event expression, handler expression. Okay. All right. So observe event. Now, event expression is good night. Input good night. So it's triggered when user clicks this action button, right? And handler expression, because it's going to be more than one line, let's put them in curly bracket. And the function is, what is it? Show notification? Yeah, show notification from Shiny package. Show notification. And what was the message? So long, right? And then pause 1 second. Sniff. What is it? Was it sleep? Sleep. 1 second. And then again, second notification. Show notification. This time, what's the text? Farewell. Farewell. And then different color. What type? So to get different values for the type argument, let's bring up the documentation for show notification, right? So for the type argument, there's a default and then message, warning, and error. Okay, so let's do it in order. Message, and then pause again. System sleep. So pause 1 second. Show notification. What's the third text? Um, okay, some foreign language. Wither session. Was it this? Uh, yeah, looks like it. Type and warning and pause again. Then show notification and the last message do and error. All right, so run app, click the night button. There you go. Good job. I'll see you in the next video.